The execution chamber fell silent as Ambassador Elena Kane drew her final breath. The Vorthan Empire's crimson-robed executioners stepped back, their plasma weapons still humming with residual energy. High Chancellor Vex observed from behind, reinforced glass, his 6 eyes gleaming with satisfaction. The human diplomat who had dared challenge their territorial expansion was finally silenced. "Dispose of the remains," Vex commanded through the intercom. "Let this serve as a warning to any other species that dares question Vorthan supremacy." The body was jettisoned into the void of space, tumbling toward the nearby asteroid field. Within hours, news of Elena's execution spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The human colonies mourned their fallen ambassador, but something else stirred in the darkness between stars. Elena Kane had been more than just a diplomat. Before joining the Diplomatic Corps, she had served in Earth's Special Operations Division, earning the codename Raven for her ability to strike from shadows and vanish without a trace. The Vorthans had made a fatal error in their intelligence gathering. 3 weeks after her supposed death, the first Vorthan outpost went dark. The mining facility on Kepler 7 simply stopped responding to communications. When a patrol ship arrived to investigate, they found the entire crew of 200 soldiers and workers missing. The only trace left behind was a message scrawled in Vorthan blood on the command center wall. "Death comes for those who murder diplomats." High Chancellor Vex dismissed the incident as a terrorist attack by human rebels. He doubled security at all border installations and issued orders for immediate retaliation against human civilian targets. The Empire's war machine began to mobilize. But Elena was just getting started. The second strike came at the Vorthan Naval Depot orbiting Proxima Station. This time, security footage captured glimpses of the attacker, a figure in dark combat armor moving through the corridors with impossible speed and precision. The footage showed her single-handedly neutralizing an entire battalion of elite Vorthan guards before disappearing into the station's ventilation system like smoke. Admiral Kor, reviewing the footage in his flagship's briefing room, felt his spinal ridge bristle with unease. "Run facial recognition," he ordered his intelligence officer. The results made his blood freeze. The scarred face on the screen matched their records perfectly. Elena Kane, the human diplomat they had executed 3 weeks prior. "Impossible," Kor whispered. "We watched her die. We jettisoned her body." But the evidence was undeniable. Elena Kane had returned from the dead, and she was systematically dismantling the Vorthan Empire's military infrastructure with supernatural efficiency. News of the ghost diplomat spread through Vorthan space like a plague. Soldiers whispered stories of a vengeful spirit that could walk through walls and kill without making a sound. Some claimed she appeared as a beautiful woman to lure victims to their doom. Others spoke of a terrible hag with iron teeth who devoured entire crews alive. The truth was far more terrifying than any ghost story. Elena had survived the execution through a combination of advanced human military technology and sheer determination. The plasma blast had activated an experimental nanosuit beneath her diplomat's robes, a prototype that could simulate death while repairing fatal injuries. She had drifted in the asteroid field for days, healing and planning her revenge. Now, she moved through Vorthan space like a force of nature, using every skill from her military past. She struck research facilities, command posts, and supply depots with ruthless precision. Each attack was more daring than the last, each message left behind more ominous. High Chancellor Vex found himself trapped in his palace, surrounded by layers of security that seemed useless against an enemy who had already died once. His advisors begged him to negotiate, but his pride would not allow such weakness. The end came on a moonless night above the Vorthan homeworld. Elena infiltrated the orbital palace through a waste disposal chute, moving through the service tunnels like a predator stalking prey. One by one, she eliminated the guards with silent efficiency, leaving no trace of her passage. She found Vex in his private chambers, cowering behind an energy shield that flickered weakly in the darkness. "You killed a diplomat under a flag of truce," Elena said, her voice echoing strangely in the armored chamber. "You murdered someone who came in peace." "You're dead," Vex shrieked, his 6 eyes wild with terror. "I watched you die." Elena stepped closer, and he could see the scars from the plasma burns that had nearly ended her life. "Death couldn't hold me, Chancellor. My anger was too strong." The energy shield failed with a whine of dying circuits. "Please," Vex whispered. "The Empire will pay reparations. We'll withdraw from human space. Anything you want." Elena smiled, and Vex saw his own death reflected in her eyes. "What I want is justice, and justice wears many faces." When dawn broke over the Vorthan capital, High Chancellor Vex was found dead in his sealed chamber. The official report blamed system failure, but the soldiers who discovered the body whispered of something else entirely. They spoke of claw marks on the walls and the smell of brimstone in the air. The Vorthan Empire sued for peace within the week, offering unprecedented concessions to the human colonies. They agreed to withdraw from all disputed territories and established new protocols for diplomatic immunity. Elena Kane was never seen again, but her legend lived on. Throughout the galaxy, tyrants and warmongers learned to fear the consequences of harming those who came in peace. They spoke of Baba Yaga in hushed whispers, the witch who punished those who violated the sacred trust of diplomacy, and in the darkness between stars, something that had once been Ambassador Elena Kane continued to watch, waiting for the next fool who thought death could silence justice.